The room went quiet when the CEO leaned in and whispered, "I can't walk." No microphones. No press. Just one exhausted single dad standing there, holding a folder he almost didn't bring, realizing this moment was about to change everything. What happened next wasn't part of any business plan. It wasn't heroic in the loud, flashy way. But it sent a wave through that building, and far beyond, that no one there would ever forget. Before the story begins, take a quick second to support the channel. If stories about kindness, humanity, and unexpected courage move you, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. It truly helps us keep bringing stories like this to life here on Truthlines USA. Marcus Hill had learned how to move quietly through life. As a single dad, quiet meant getting up before dawn so his daughter, Ava, wouldn't wake to the sound of worry. Quiet meant stretching groceries for an extra day. Quiet meant swallowing pride and showing up to work no matter how heavy his chest felt. Marcus worked as a facilities technician at one of the largest tech companies in the city. The kind of place with glass walls, spotless floors, and executives who moved fast and spoke faster. To most people there, Marcus was invisible. He fixed lights, repaired doors, and made sure the building worked, without ever being seen. And that was okay with him. Or at least, that's what he told himself. Every morning, he packed Ava's lunch with a note written in blue marker. Be kind. Be brave. Dad loves you. He didn't have much money to give her, but he believed kindness was a kind of wealth no one could take away. That belief had been tested hard the year before. Marcus's wife had passed away suddenly after a brief illness. One moment, their life was full of plans. The next, it was hospital halls and silence. Marcus became everything at once, father, mother, provider, comforter, while grieving in pieces he never had time to pick up. The company gave him 3 days of bereavement leave. 3 days. He used those days to cry in the shower so Ava wouldn't see. Then he came back to work, because bills don't pause for grief. That's when he started noticing the CEO. Evelyn Grant. She was known across the industry as brilliant, tough, and unstoppable. Headlines called her the woman who never slows down. She walked the halls with purpose, always surrounded by people who nodded and scribbled notes. But Marcus noticed something others didn't. Sometimes, when she thought no one was looking, she leaned slightly against the wall. Sometimes her hand tightened on the railing of the stairs. And once, very briefly, Marcus saw pain flash across her face before she smoothed it away. One evening, long after most employees had gone home, Marcus was fixing a flickering light near the executive wing. He heard a soft sound behind him, something between a breath and a wince. He turned. Evelyn Grant was standing there alone, her hand gripping the edge of a desk. Her face was pale. "Ma'am," Marcus said gently, "are you okay?" She looked up, startled, as if she hadn't expected to be seen at all. "I'm fine," she said automatically. Marcus hesitated. Years of being a husband, a caregiver, and a father had taught him the difference between fine and fine. "There's a chair right there," he said quietly. "No rush." For a long moment, she didn't move. Then, something in her expression shifted. The mask cracked. She sat. And that's when she whispered it. "I can't walk, not without pain. Some days, not at all." The most powerful woman in the building looked suddenly very human. Marcus didn't gasp. He didn't offer advice. He didn't say he understood. He just nodded. "I'm sorry," he said. "That's heavy." She let out a breath she seemed to have been holding for years. She told him about the accident months earlier. A spinal injury. Endless treatments. The fear that if anyone knew, the board would question her leadership. So she hid it. She pushed through. She smiled through meetings while her legs burned. "I'm tired," she said, barely audible. "But I can't afford to be." Marcus thought of Ava. Of holding her while pretending not to be scared. Of the cost of always being strong. "You shouldn't have to carry it alone," he said. Evelyn gave a small, sad smile. "That's life, isn't it?" Marcus went home that night and couldn't sleep. The next morning, he packed Ava's lunch and stared at the note he usually wrote. His hand hovered. Then he wrote, "Kindness is courage." At work, he did something he'd never done before. He asked for a meeting. People laughed when they saw his name on the request. A facilities tech asking to speak with the CEO. But something made Evelyn accept. Marcus walked into the boardroom with shaking hands. He wasn't dressed in confidence. He was dressed in honesty. "I'm not here to ask for money," he said quickly. "Or a promotion." Evelyn watched him closely. "I'm here because this building could be kinder," he continued. "Not just to you. To everyone." He spoke about accessible workspaces. Quiet rooms. Flexible schedules. About how pain, physical or emotional, didn't show up on resumes but still showed up to work every day. "I've seen people here suffer in silence," he said. "I do it too. But it doesn't have to be that way." The room was still. Then Evelyn did something no one expected. She stood, slowly, carefully, and told the truth. She told them about her injury. About the fear. About the cost of pretending. "I thought kindness would make us weak," she said. "But I was wrong." What followed shocked the entire company. Policies changed. Not quietly. Publicly. A wellness initiative was launched. Medical accommodations expanded. Mental health support became real, not just words in a handbook. And Marcus. He was offered a role helping design employee support systems. Not because of his title, but because of his heart. At home, Ava noticed the change before anyone else. "You smile more," she said one night. Marcus smiled back. "So do you." Months later, Marcus and Ava attended a company event. Evelyn rolled up beside them in a sleek wheelchair, confident and unhidden. She leaned down to Ava's level. "Your dad taught me something," she said. Ava beamed. "He teaches me stuff too." The room buzzed with laughter and warmth. And in that moment, Marcus realized something powerful. Kindness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it looks like listening. Sometimes it looks like one tired single dad choosing compassion over fear. But when it moves, it changes everything. If this story touched you, remember this: you never know whose life might shift because you chose to be kind today. Carry that with you. Share it. Live it. And until next time, keep spreading kindness, because the world needs it more than ever.